So officially, the Commodore 64 was the best-selling single computer model of all time. And they're being sold again by rebooted Commodore. And some of the sales pitch is avoid social media and all that complicated, distracting stuff on modern computers and just boot to basic and or play your games. So if this was the best-selling single model computer of all time, does that mean it's the best computer of all time? Well, I know we can play the numbers differently than just that, but it's something to consider that a lot of people consider this computer to be good enough to be interesting. And there were lots of other boot to basic back in the 80s also. For example, in my family we had a Tandy MC10 attached to a black and white TV. Later on in life I had an Amiga 500, then 1200, and there's supposed to be an A1200 replica coming up available soon also. But the Amiga did have multitasking and multiple windows, which might be considered distracting, even without modern social media. Various fantasy computers exist also for that get back to basics feeling. And some of these, like Pico 8, actually try to throttle your execution speed to give a standardized experience. So while some people reach for the past, we simultaneously seem to find it the case that modern computers, like Raspberry Pi, that are less performant than other more mainstream computers, we consider them not to be good enough, not fast enough to use. And a lot of modern software is built such that it's sluggish or doesn't run on a Raspberry Pi or equivalents. So the C64 is good enough and Raspberry Pi isn't? Interesting question. And I somewhat miss the olden days myself. Let's see what we can do in comparing some of these kinds of systems. I haven't purchased a new Commodore 64, but you can get an emulator relatively easily on the internet. Here I'm running the Vice emulator. And here's a basic program that runs Conway's Game of Life on a C64. I'm not fresh up on this old style code, nor the Commodore 64, so AI generated the original version of this program for me. I didn't type it in from an 80s basic magazine. But then I modified it so it was more readable to me, and I also adjusted a few things and fixed a bug in it. Let's see how it runs. Now notice this is lowercase, and when I paste it in here, it looks uppercase. That's a character set thing. And let's run this and see how it goes. Now realize this is basic. I don't know how to make a C64 sing, but presumably neither does your average newcomer who just wants a computer and wants to enjoy it either. So my lack of expertise presumably can represent other people's lack of expertise as well. So let's run this program and let's see how fast it goes. Well, that's 300 initial randomly selected points to fill in. And now it's calculating the next frame. The Commodore 64 had a 1 megahertz CPU, if I remember correctly, and there are 1,000 spots on the screen for the standard 40 by 25 character resolution of a C64. And approximately for each one of these spots, it has to do a 3 by 3 grid, so about 9 spots. We'll say that's 10 spots. So 10 times 1,000 is 10,000 approximate calculations it has to do for each update. And apparently I'm not making good use of the time because it takes way longer than I'd expect to finish up the next frame. Let's make it faster. For me and my stupid code. This is 1,000 times faster supposedly. So let's run this and hopefully going faster now. Going faster. Oh, there it is. Doing the redraw. So, like I said, maybe there's things I could do to make this much faster. This is how I know how to make it happen. And this makes it so I can't do basic things that I think I'd want to do without being some kind of expert. So C64, best-selling computer of all time, but I can't really just boot in and do all the things that I think of in my head, even for simple basic programs. So let's set this aside for the moment and see how we can do on a Raspberry Pi instead. And here I'm connected to a Raspberry Pi I have sitting on the same desk attached to a large monitor, but I'm going to attach remotely here so I can record it on my same computer. Let's go full screen. So while I could code BASIC over here also, and presumably even could run a C64 emulator, I'm instead going to use Lua, which is used by Picotron and Pico 8 as their version of BASIC for their retro fantasy computers. And I'm using the LÖVE 2D or just LÖVE framework for writing my Lua game dev code here. This is most of the program here, and I probably could be more efficient in how I'm using the code. There's the update for each time. Here's the draw. I'm just saying fill a circle. I'm not trying to be efficient here either. I just want to make it look approximately like the C64 version. So let's run this. And it's up and running really fast. And right now I'm not throttling at all. I'm letting it run up to 1 frame per update that I get. I get 60, 70 frames per second. And overall, not a big deal. I just write the code and it just works for the same kind of resolution that wasn't doing so hot on a C64 with me just writing code and seeing how it works. And it runs pretty quickly also. I start it up and in less than a second it's going, which contrasts somewhat with a different game editor I was working on and showing on my channel recently, where I'm pretty happy with Go building in, say, less than a second on an x64 PC or whatever. But on my Raspberry Pi, I'm getting build times for simple programs here for the Ebitengine thing of 4 to 6 seconds whenever I change my code. Now it does run fine, and when it's already built, it goes quickly. But I don't like that delay. For the experience I wanted with the editor I was making, I wanted it to work on a Raspberry Pi 4 or 400 computer without any friction, which made me concerned about using Golang and Ebitengine. And part of this is that concern I have with how we have very powerful computers today. The Raspberry Pi 4 is just clock speed over 1,000 times faster than a C64. It has also thousands of times the RAM. And why can't we make it do the things we want it to do? Now, side note here, I'm using VSCode, which does have a Lua language server going. So I have all the built-in things I could want, including documentation, which if we're talking about a computer that we don't want distracting, we probably don't want a web browser up. We don't want social media up. We don't want AI up. We want to be able to just code, which means we want this kind of a material available when we're doing our coding. But unfortunately, VSCode, while mostly working here, and I can mostly get the job done, it's also sort of sluggish. So like I switch tabs, we wait, I switch tabs, I wait, and that's not really the kind of experience that sparks joy. So I looked at a different editor, for example, called lite-xl, which is written in Lua, and it actually is very snappy and doesn't have the same issues I have with VS Code. On the other hand, I also couldn't get the language server stuff working for autocomplete on Lua. So, you know, the pros and cons there. It supposedly exists, it supposedly works. I tried using their Lite plugin manager. I tried manually installing the stuff according to the instructions, and I didn't have a great experience getting it working, but maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I can work on this more in the future. For the moment, VS Code gives me the feature space I want, but with a sluggish experience that I don't want. And finally, while LÖVE and Lua help me feel like old-timey basic code, a more mainstream way of writing games these days is Godot. And Godot is sluggish, I would say, actually. It's maybe in the same ballpark sluggish as VS Code when I'm running on a Raspberry Pi 4. Maybe a Pi 5 would be better, but that's what we got right here. And right now the Pi 400 is way cheaper than a Pi 500 because of the RAM prices and the Pi 500 having 8 gigs of RAM instead of 4. Let's try running this game though. I'm still getting, let's see over here, debugger, monitors, let me say frame rate. Let's bring it up here. Now, I'm not getting the same frame rate here in Godot as I was getting in Lua and LÖVE, but it's still, you know, way better, for example, than the C64 was doing. And one fun thing about actually targeting an actual hardware platform, such as Raspberry Pi 4, is that you're not having to fake your constraints like you are in, say, Pico 8. You actually just have real constraints on a real computer. We could say, let's all standardize on this for some platform. But it would also be nice to use things like Blender and Godot effectively. By the way, while this is running, if I come here, it becomes very sluggish to try to edit. I'm guessing it's not multitasking well within Godot itself. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. And it's still marginally usable. So the question is a Raspberry Pi 4 a sufficient platform? When are computers good enough? Are they ever good enough? Maybe there's a day when I just have a humanoid robot walking around me and talking to me, and it to be in C3PO, and it can answer all the questions for me and translate things for me. And maybe that's the distracting thing I don't want for when my goal is just to write some code and do some dev and have some fun. There's some point at which, is a faster computer really going to add more to my experience? Where is the peak computer experience? And just as a side note, my VNC here is actually doing a little bit of temporal aliasing on this. These things are actually spinning a lot faster, but we're not getting all the frames across the network. Oh, and one more thing in terms of how we're doing. I've only got 4 gigs of RAM here, and I've got 1.5 gigs free while running VSCode and Godot and the game running in Godot and lite-xl all at the same time. Some of these are lighter than others. The fact I can get this far on 4 gigs of RAM makes me actually wish I could get by on a little bit less. I've also got presumably the Lua language server running here. Anyway, big picture is I would like to make a computer platform that we can say, this is how we're going to do things, and enjoy just booting to BASIC or booting to Lua and having a real hardware platform that's non-distracting, has no AI, has no social media, lets me code and enjoy my work, and I could still even share this out to the rest of the internet. I could make a game in LÖVE and still sell it on Steam. Balatro, however you pronounce it. That game was made in LÖVE and was very popular. So I presumably could do all my work here on a Raspberry Pi in LÖVE and share it and sell it with others. And if it runs on an RPi 4, it's going to run on someone else's computer. So these are just some thoughts going through my head and things I'd like to work through more of. I don't know if I will or won't, but I hope it's been a fun discussion, and I'm curious about y'all's thoughts on such things. If you like the video, be sure to subscribe. Bye, y'all.